Apologies, I ran out of space on my phone actually. Talking about two girls that I missed the connection on, and now do I ever want to find these two girls again? I mean, yeah, I'd like to have some closure, but if not, I do want it to be known that I got a lot of inspiration from both of them, and I feel really sorry, especially for the first one, because I had too much going on, and I really wasn't thinking about what she was saying. I became very reactionary to what had gone on. Now let me put some detail in here about both of these girls, so that maybe somebody can help identify what's going on. The first one at the board game club, we were at a Tempe bar. I think it was called. I can't see. I know what it's called. Bogies, and it was a Billy's of board game club every Thursday at the time. I think they might have changed the day since then. But she mentioned she had type 1 diabetes. And at the time, I think she was about 30 years old, and darkish hair, if I remember correctly. Okay, and the girl at the house, she was in her mid 20s, and rather tall actually, Hispanic, light skinned, and she mentioned working for a warehouse, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to throw in as many details as I can down here. And at the time that we had been talking, she mentioned potentially moving into another place with some of her best friends, and so I remember offering to help her move and all that, but she said that she could just take the bus and move a couple things at a time. She was really lucky. Usually when I'm moving from one place to another, I don't have the luxury of having such a good overlap between the two places. Right? I've caused a lot of damage to stuff from moving them, and so just throwing these details out there that might help identify. The girl that at the house, we were living in a house in Tempe. It was advertised as a hostel, and the the guy that the owner had hired was working on robotics. I'm just trying to throw in as many details as possible. Maybe that will help identify this. Now, again, if she's taken, will I be upset? No. All of these things, I'm there to thank both of them for their inspiration on where I am right now. It's likely that my life wouldn't look like what it looks like today without these two inspirations. Okay, now onward with some more unsolved mysteries in my life. So, like I mentioned in the last unsolved mystery, I have food allergies. I take care of myself very well with them. Like, you're not going to see me panicking about going to various social activities. The problem is that a lot of people don't they think I'm a liability or a troublemaker. So, for example, at the workplace, I was working at a tutoring center. This was 3 years ago. We had reopened from quarantine, and I mentioned that I had to distance myself from from a student, and my boss had written me up saying that I had behaved unprofessionally by complaining about my students' food. Now, here's the thing. I need to find the right key. Here's where the unsolved mystery lies. I need to find the right words and keys to use on these people's hearts. See, I've told this story to many people, my family, various friends. I even asked ChatGPT what he would do, and all of them said that's really illegal. What my boss, understandable. The problem is there's a big difference between my boss doing something illegal and the fact that I couldn't live a day without that paycheck, right? And I need to find the right keys to turn the next time I run into a jam like that, right? It's made me realize that no matter no matter what the laws say, if you don't have resources, you're out. Right? It's very real. Like, imagine my boss. It really is illegal, and I refuse to sign that write up. I get fired. Right? Imagine that I then spend who knows how long to fight that in court, and by the time I end up in front of the judge, I've been homeless for multiple months. I might be hungry, and I can't imagine the judge ruling me well. Right? So the long story short is I need to find the right keys to turn before I end up in a situation like that. That's where the unsolved mystery is, right? Anyway, if you have any information on any of these unsolved mysteries, please call the hotline in the box below by writing a comment and hitting the dislike button. Do 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 do